Okay, so now this may sound like quite an unusual, but nonetheless very lucrative side hustle to start. What? Start a metal detecting service? Are you serious? Hear me out, and you may well end up choosing this side hustle as your way of making a side income. Now, according to national statistics, 1 in 5 married people lose their wedding ring at least once in their lives, and the majority of the time it is at the beach, swimming, or in the great outdoors. So picture the scene. Mr. Smith was attending a friend's garden party on a Saturday afternoon. Upon leaving, he realised that his wedding ring must have slipped off. Now, during the afternoon, he'd been playing football with the kids and also took a walk around the lake of the large grounds. So how on earth was he to find this ring? Well, this is where you come in. You charge a fee for attending the location to search for the ring using your metal detector. Or you can simply rent out your metal detector to Mr. Smith for a flat daily rate. Or what about Joe? Now, Joe was out walking in the woods when he discovered that his Rolex watch had fallen off somewhere, most probably buried amongst the leaves. Or how about Hayley? Now, Hayley had a great time at a music festival, but in the morning she realised that the priceless necklace that her grandmother gave her was no longer around her neck. Now, this is where you come to the rescue. As I said, you can charge a fee for attending the location to search for the item, or you can simply rent out your metal detector for a flat daily rate. But hang on a minute, I have no idea how a metal detector works, and I certainly don't own one, I hear you say. And they probably cost a fortune. Well, actually, no they don't, and they are incredibly simple to use these days. Now, just about anyone can get started with this venture. Now, you can pick up a very reasonably priced metal detector that can do the job very well from Amazon. So if you go to the Amazon website and simply type in metal detector, you will see the enormous array of metal detectors that they have available for sale. And one thing you'll notice straight away is how reasonably priced they are. Most metal detectors that you can use for this business are under £100. Now, yes, of course, you can spend a lot more than this and a lot less, but in my opinion and from the experience of other side hustlers who have done this venture, around about the £100 mark is sufficient to get a decent metal detector. Now, let's just take this one for an example. This is priced at just under £75. Now, the great thing about Amazon is when you scroll down, you can find out all the information and also lots of reviews about the product, so that you can see whether this is suitable for your business venture. Now, of course, I would highly recommend researching thoroughly which metal detector will be sufficient for your type of business. For example, if you live near a beach and you think a lot of the work that you are going to undertake may be by the sea, then you need to ensure that your metal detector is waterproof. And you also need to ensure that the metal detector that you choose detects the right sort of metals that you will be hunting for. So who will your customers be, and how will you promote this service? Well, firstly, you should make your service visible to everybody locally. So getting a Facebook page and getting on other social media networks such as Twitter to gain visibility is a must. Now, because this is quite a novel and unusual service, this is exactly the type of service that would likely be shared around by friends and family on social media, and you could quite easily grow quite a following in a short period of time. Now, another good starting point that you could consider is to contact your local council or local authority who will be involved in organising local events. So think about any local events going on, such as festivals, walking, running, or any other outdoor events. And how about zoos and contacting park rangers? If you live near a beach, then contact the people responsible for the care and safety of the beach, which may well be the local lifeguards. And how about any locations that have lots of grounds, such as wedding venues or even wedding organisers who will often be visiting places where there is a lot of ground, which of course are the most likely places for people to lose things. Now, it's important to shout about your service and let everybody know that you exist. The more people that know about your service, then word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing. So what about the earnings and how do you price this service? So as I said earlier, there are essentially two ways that you can make money with this opportunity. Firstly, you can charge an hourly or daily rate for your service. Or secondly, you can simply hire out your metal detector, which makes this much more of a passive income venture. Now for the first option, you've got to bear in mind that this is your time. So around about £150 a day is about right for this level of service. If you were to rent out your metal detector, then perhaps pricing this at around about £50 per day. Now remember, that is purely passive income. And of course, in addition to making money through your metal detecting service, you can also go out into the great outdoors and hunt for valuable items yourself. Now of course, you will need permission from the landowner. The usual rules are that you share 50% of your findings with the landowner. And some people have really struck gold with this. Like this guy. Now he found a medieval ring worth over £10,000. Now these stories are really not uncommon. And don't forget, the whole process of detecting metal can be very exciting indeed. Think of it like fishing, but instead of catching a fish, you could catch some gold, or perhaps a Rolex watch. Now you should be aware that there are rules about having to declare certain findings, such as ancient items, and these rules will change depending on where in the world that you are. So please check up on the rules before embarking on this venture. So is this venture for you? Well, this is quite a niche side hustle, but nonetheless a very profitable one if it is marketed appropriately so that people know about the service that you're offering. Now with a very reasonably low startup cost and a simple business model, this side hustle can be started by just about anyone. And as a bonus to starting this side hustle, you can even go out metal detecting yourself in your spare time and perhaps find something of value. Now you could treat this as an additional side hustle, albeit a somewhat speculative one. But if you would like a fun and unique side hustle, then you should certainly consider trying this one. So here are SideGig Junction's ratings for this side hustle. Now the profitability factor with this side hustle is high, given the low startup costs and the amount that you can potentially charge for this service. The difficulty level is low. Basically anybody can get out there and do this. The risk level is also low, again given the low startup costs. Now time commitment is medium. Now this of course will depend on whether you're going out there metal detecting yourself or choosing the more passive way of operating this business by hiring out your metal detector. Prior knowledge and expertise? None. Using this equipment is incredibly simple. Location restrictions are non-applicable. You can do this from anywhere in the world. So finally, this means that the SideGig rating for this side venture is 5 out of 5. For loads more side hustle ideas, please visit sidegigjunction.com and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.